Hi everyone, how you doing? He's alright. So that was difficult to watch conceding that goal quite late on. It's killed us not being at the game. As I said in the preview, this is the first time we're missing a game for 9 months, which is an incredible achievement by the channel. Yes, it's disappointing that we conceded quite late on, but in most Newcastle fans will probably say that they would have took a point before the game, and I did. So if you offered a point before the game, I would have ran with that because we had to get something from this game. It was really important that we got something, and thankfully we did. This is a quick thought. I'm going to interact with you with the live chat as well. I've got the player ratings and the review still coming up as well, despite not being at the game. As I say, first time we've missed it 9 months. We're still covering the videos for you. Looking at Watford side, they made 6 changes from today, which was really surprising. You know, they left the likes of Decore on the bench and Deeney on the bench as well. And then when I looked at I looked at what Watford's start 11, I thought we could do something. Yeah, we really could. Newcastle, on the other hand, went with the wing back system. That wasn't a massive surprise, to be honest with you. It was Dubravka in goal. Yedlin was the right wing back. I thought he had a great game, actually. Lascelles, Fernandez, who went off at half time as well. Hopefully his injury isn't too bad. Fernandez's injury. We've seen Fabian Schär come on at half time, of course. I thought Paul Dummett in the left back centre back role was absolutely fantastic. I thought that's probably his best game of the season for me. I thought Matt Ritchie at left wing back also done well. He grabbed himself in the sift, was getting his foot in. I thought he was a busy being, much better for Matt Ritchie. He's probably still learning on the job at this new role that he's got left wing back, but he done well. And then you look at midfield. I thought Mo Diame had a good game as well against, midfield, which is very competitive and likes to spring around little players moving around him. Hayden was okay. He's partnered alongside him. And Atto, I thought Atto was really bright going forward. He was probably the best spot going forward, and a couple of players turning. And when he turned a couple of players and played it out wide to Matt Ritchie, and then Ritchie crossed and Rondon scored a great goal. We seem to be scoring a lot of great counter-attacking goals away from home, and we're 1-0 up, and you're thinking, don't deserve probably 1-0 up, to be fair, but it wasn't a game of great quality. Don't get me wrong. The amount of times I've seen tackles going flying in, Isaac's success was constantly rolled over on the floor, so we were in the faces a lot of the time, and it was very classic Newcastle in that first half. I thought Rondon took his goal well. If you give him supply, you'll do the business as well. Didn't see much of Perez in the game, mind. A lot of the off-ball movement. He was playing an unfamiliar right-wing position. I feel for Perez at the moment because he's being played in number 10. He's being played on the right. He's being asked to play on the left. So he's a bit of a utility player at the moment. And in the first half, there was a danger sign going before the goal. I think it was about the 16th minute where the ball is clipped over the top and Delafau was running through on goal. Lascelles is a little bit asleep, probably Fernandez as well. I'm not just going to pick on Lascelles, it's probably both of them. And luckily Dubravka saved it as well. So, goal in half time, pretty confident, 1-0 up. Watford weren't creating massive amount of chances. As I say, we've seen the substitute come on and Fabian Schär come on. A couple of lads on the Facebook page reckon it's Fabian Schär's fault for the goal. I disagree with that. I think it's Jonjo Shelvey in particular. We've seen Rondon head over. Look, at the second half wasn't a great quality, The goal came late on in the 81st, 82nd minute. Delafau picks a ball up on the right-hand side and then he's looking up. And you can see Decore is starting to run in the box and Shelvey's asleep. Shelvey's not tracking him. And when he comes in, he's got a free header. Fabian Schär goes absolutely off it, starts pointing the finger at Shelvey, doing this. Why aren't you following your man? And for me, the blame for the goal should be lying in the court of Jonjo Shelvey. We know he's rusty. It was important for Jonjo to get a lot of minutes today because if he played today, he's in contention for a start against Man United, and I would actually just chuck him in the deep end against Man United. I know he's at fault for the goal, and you might say Fabian Schär's partly at fault because he can see the run and he's got to be communicating. Look, we're not on the pitch, we don't know who's communicating, do we? But for me, Shelvey will start in that midweek. It's easy to say, oh, it was Rafa's fault for taking Hayden off, but for me, it's basic marking for following your man. It's simple. It's what you're taught as a midfielder. If you don't follow your runner, you will be hurt. Yeah, it's a point. Look, I'm not too upset about it. I thought we had to get something from the game. We really did, because if we got beat today, you've seen the results. Fulham have won. Cardiff have won as well. Results haven't went Newcastle's way, and the gap now is 4 points between us and 18th. And we had to get something. We really did. And we're going to the game on Wednesday night against Man United. And, Solskjaer coming to town. what kind of Man United side will turn up. Will it continue impressive form? Will it slump? But let's read some of your comments out in the chat here. Fierce Bass Boost says Shelby was terrible when he came on. Yeah, I think it was more important that Shelby got minutes. Master Quest says believes Rondon. Besides Rondon, we've got nothing going forward. Tough on the boys. I thought Atsu had a good game. I thought Atsu was turning a few players, and he looks a little bit more better in this attacking centre midfield role rather than out wide, because he can turn players, and he did superb for the goal. NUFC Life said we should have won. Yeah, Johnny, hello Johnny lads. Great point away from home, but the next 6 aren't nice. We kept Rondon fit, and we kept nicking a couple of points if we're not in a dogfight. Johnny's difficult at the moment. I think it was more important we got something today, because we got the Man United one on Wednesday. We can go and look. I don't want to get beat. Don't get me wrong. But if we go into the Man United game and get beat, it's not the worst case scenario. We had to get something more important today, because then we've got the FA Cup game, and then Rafa's going to rotate. We know that as well. Shea Sully says, I'm very disappointed after that. Why did Rafa take Hayden on with 10 minutes ago and when we're holding on? Why change something that is working? I'm fully behind Rafa, but I can't understand that change. Look, I don't think the goal's Rafa's fault. I think it's a John Joe Shelby fault. That's what I'm trying to stress out. It's not Rafa's fault that Shelby kind of track his runner. That's basic, Martin. That's John Joe's fault. I don't think you can put the blame at Rafa for that. Look, he's tired, and to be honest with you, I didn't see much of Hayden. He was quite quiet in the game. And he's played 2 games recently where he hasn't been seen in months, let's be honest. So I'm not going to put the blame on you. You can if you want, but not for me. Tunami says Hayden wasn't great in my opinion. Richie was our best player easily. Yeah, Richie was great, absolutely brilliant. It's probably his best game as well as Paul Dummett's best game this season, without a shadow of a doubt. Daniel says I think we need to hold on for the next 4 or 5 games. Doesn't let up. Cardiff at home has to be 3 points. The one at Leicester, and Fulham won as well. Nick points of those big fixtures. Yeah, I think Man United game, we're not expecting out. Blackburn, there'll be a lot of changes. Probably may see Longstaff, maybe Sorensen on the bench, Woodman in goal. We'll probably see changes for the Blackburn game. But then, yeah, the Cardiff one's massive, isn't it? Do you think we can beat Man U, says Chris? No, I think we'll play better away from home. When the emphasis is on us for going in an attack, I think it's really, really difficult. A big shout out to James Weiner. Thank you, James. Thank you for your live chat there. $199. Thank you very much. That'll go in the nice little piggy bank for our travel. So thank you very much. 1 point away was okay, but 3 was there. Yeah, we're trying to hold on, and that was the thing. And I thought we defended really, really well. It just that small lapse of concentration cost me at the end. Well, when I say to the end, it was 81st, 82nd minute. Small deals in the Premier League, small deals. I didn't think Watford for anything special. I mean, how many times was Dubravka tested in that game? You're probably talking once in the first half. Second half, I can't think off the top of my head. How many saves did he do? He's just collecting basic crosses all the time. Atsu's been decent, says Toonami, yeah. Don't know if I can make it on Wednesday, but hopefully I can make it to support the lads. Troops, I've just missed your comment, Troops. Let me scroll up. Atsu, Richie and Rondon all played fantastic. Shelby is terrible at everything other than long range passing. Looks scared to go into tackles. Troops, I think that's a tad harsh on Shelby. Look, it's easy to point the finger at him, which I'm doing tonight, but overall, you would have Shelby and Kane in that midfield, surely, if you had the first pick. Andrew Barron says Richie should not have let the cross come in for the goal. Yeah, number 1 rule, stop the cross. However, Andrew, I do think you've got to stop that runner coming in, haven't you? Yes, stop the cross. You're always taught that, but more importantly, Shea can see the runner, but then Shelby's running with the one and slows down, and Decore's got a free header. So, Andrew, thank you very much. £2, thank you very much. We need to replace Perez quiet in this match. See, Andrew, I've already said I feel for me because, look, he's a scapegoat. Look, we'll all pick on him. We used to do it with Paul Dummett. However, Perez has been asked to play in the number 10 position where he's a striker. He's an actual striker, and he's been asked to play in this number 10. And then he's being asked to play left midfield, and today he's being asked to play right midfield. Rafa likes him because what he can do is he grafts his arse off, but he also can get 10 to 15 yards further forward when he dribbles the ball. There's not many players in that Newcastle side can do it. Atsu's another one. Kennedy, he wasn't even in the 18 today. He can do it, but his form is absolutely shocking at the moment. There's a couple of rumours on Twitter saying that Kennedy's going to go back to Chelsea. I don't think that's the case, personally. I think what the situation is with Kennedy at the moment is quite similar to Jacob Murphy and Christian Atsu. Atsu wasn't even in the 18. I mean, where was Christian Atsu the other day? He wasn't even in the 18. Jacob Murphy's been missing for about 6 games, and all of a sudden he's back in against Everton, taken back out. I just think it's a rotation thing today, that's all. I think Kennedy will be considered, even if it's from the bench on Wednesday night. Stone Galaxy FC, you alright? Martin Stefanak was cheering for you guys. Hate Watford. You got a point against a hard opposition. Good luck for the rest of the season, Hammer fan. Cheers, Martin. Thanks for that. Paul, are we Paul, lads? Shaw for me switched off and cost us that. Shelby lacking legs. Admin Mark saying it's Rafa's fault. It's not Rafa's fault. It's not Rafa's fault, that goal. It's basic midfield. And if Paul, if you think it's Shea, that's just basic communication errors. You cannot put the finger at Rafa Benitez for that goal. You cannot. It's basic what you're taught as a school kid when you're playing 11-a-side and for your under 10s and 11s, whatever. It's basic thing. You track your runner, you track your marker. Atsu, Richie and Dummett class today. It's a Jody. I didn't see the match. Somebody please tell me what happened and how was the goal. Great tackling the goal. It's a Jody. It was Atsu turned in centre midfield, turned 2 men, played it out wide to Richie on that left flank. Richie whips the ball in. Rondon jumps above his man, heads home. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, it was to play to his strengths. But then again, we're not going to open up a can of worms. People might say we should have done that with Mitrovic. Speaking of Mitrovic, he scored today, didn't he? Best performance in a while. We'll have to build on this now. Great to see Atsu playing well. His partnership with Richie on the left looks great. We just need someone to support Yedlin on the right. I'm going to stick up for DeAndre Yedlin. I thought Yedlin had a great game as well. We've always fearing Pereira. Where was he the day? Where was their magic spark the day? I thought Yedlin was absolutely superb, and he will score high in the player ratings tonight. I thought he was absolutely fantastic as well. Jack says, I have a sneaky feeling we're going to beat Man U. They'll dominate and we'll be lucky. I'll take that. I'll take that right now. Who would you like to see come in? That's always a difficult question. We'll always say a striker, always say a midfielder, number 10, and a left back as well. For me, if you had to give us a name, you'd probably go with someone like, and different shooters, someone like a Sturridge or a Divock Origi, someone who isn't getting games and will improve us. Are they going to take us to the next level? No. Are they better than what we have? Fucking two rights are there. You can't say Hoslu's better than Hoslu and Hoslu's better than Hoslu. Hoslu's better than Origi or Sturridge. Someone at that mould. It doesn't have to be them. It could be someone like that. If we were to make Rondon's deal permanent, I said to the lads on Facebook earlier on, Phil Foden on loan, would Pep accept that? Probably not, but it's someone I'd like to see. Someone with a bit of creativity who won't cost us too much money because we haven't got money, let's face it, as well. What do you think of Rondon? Done alright today, hold the ball up. I thought he was quite quiet, but very, very strong. Shirt was being tugged a long time. Paul Hayden can't play 2 games in a few days after having little game time this season. Yeah, I think that's partly the reason why I was subbed off. Andrew says Richie just stood there and let him cross it in. Is it Richie's fault though? Nah, not for me. There's so many crosses coming in the game. Yes, you got to stop the cross, but I think more for Shelby in a small part for Fabian Schär as well. Chris Pratt says 3 points on Wednesday night, so the other teams don't. Yeah, 3 points would be lovely against Man U. We're not expecting out though, are we? Wolves on 2 hard games coming up. Yeah, it's a Geordie. Was Rondon's goal good? Yeah, it was all right. It was a basic crossing from the left, which we've been doing for away from home, and we play it to strengths, don't we? Key, yeah, we missed Key, didn't we? We need to win on Wednesday, yeah. Smart move to be able to sign Rondon permanently in January in order to bring in another loan player. And we'll get rid of Gale. Yeah, that'll be good. It'll bring some money in, wouldn't it? I expected us to draw if we didn't brought Shelby on. Yeah, 2 points dropped. But then Watford will probably say it's 2 points dropped for them because they had a lot of the ball. But they didn't do much with the ball, don't get me wrong. Diame Robin says he was man of the match. I wouldn't say he was man of the match for me, but I thought he had a great game as well. I wouldn't disagree massively on it. I just think Matt Ritchie and Paul Dummett were better than Diame, but I thought Diame was superb as well. Let's pop up the bubble on Wednesday. If Rondon gets good service, 10 to 13 goals this season, who was man of the match? I'm going to give man of the match to Paul Dummett for me. I thought he was superb. Yedlin's crossing is shocking as always. Yeah. We definitely need a striker. No need to go all defensive second half. Andrew says I would take Ben Arthur in a heartbeat. I think we all would. We will stay up. Burnley, Cardiff and Huddersfield to go down. That's from Kane. Atsu had a great game, I'd agree. Going to wrap up now because I'm struggling to keep up with the comments as well. As I said, we've got player ratings coming up tonight. We've got the main review out as well. Let us know what you think if you're watching the rerun of this as well. And we've got the analyst video. We're looking back at the 2 goals. That'll be tomorrow as well. And we'll have the special Q&A. It's been filmed, it's edited, it's ready to go out. It's about us, about the channel, about rivals. It's about personal questions. So that's out Sunday night as well. So keep an eye out for that too. Have a good night. Keep an eye on these videos coming. Ta-da. Bye-bye.